And I know Alex is behind all this, but he's just such a sackless guy that he just can't do it himself, and he has to have his wife do it for him. People aren't watching your stuff, even with all of the free press and extra stuff that Lucasfilm and Disney give you. I mean, maybe that should tell you something. Maybe people just don't like you, and that's a you problem. Take accountability. Is it about This Week in Clickbait? Is it about Alex not being able to sleep at night and you having to freaking coddle him so that he could sleep because another channel was putting out content that was getting more views?
15% off sale is now officially live. Go to theorysabers.com right now and use code SABERSCHOOL15 for 15% off the entire site.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. This is one I didn't want to make. I didn't think I would have to make, but at this point I've kind of had enough. And we're going to go into a lot of detail here with fellow Star Wars YouTubers, Star Wars Explained, a few others. Just shitty to me in general. I'm going to tell you guys about my experience. These people who are leading a campaign, an organized hate campaign for years against me, and now I see that they've lumped me in with some of my colleagues and friends online to have our channels demonetized and essentially sending a letter to YouTube to abolish, destroy, end the channels. You know, this was written by Molly Damon. She is the wife and co-partner of Star Wars Explained, of Alex Damon. I've met Star Wars Explained in person several times. I've met his wife, Molly, several times. Let's get to it, you know. No name calling, no anger, no nothing, just judging things very objectively.
This is where the fun begins.
Enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic. Many of the comments found in Geeks and Gamers videos can be seen in hateful comments under trans now deleted Instagram posts. Okay, so in court, if this were to go to court, they would have to prove that it was indeed all of Geeks and Gamers posts that motivated a ton of people to throw hate and vitriol, and to get that kind of information is going to be pretty difficult because it's not like Geeks and Gamers was the only channel that was saying that Rose Tico was a horrible character. There were just a lot of people that just weren't happy when they were like, man, that movie sucked.
I saved you. Not fighting what we hate. Saving what we love.
RK Outpost has recently referred to Ingram's Kenobi character Reva as dumb and retarded. Okay, again, there's no issue there. You can call a character whatever you want. I mean, it's a fictitious character. That's his opinion of the character. That was a fictional character that was written. These channels have gaslit Amandla by claiming she's playing the victim card. Okay, but that's their opinion. They can say that. They don't have to agree with her. With RK Outpost proclaiming, "You've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch." I mean, shit. Just seems like they got a problem with Ryan. I mean, Ryan's angsty, bro. There's a lot of shit that Ryan says that I don't agree with. I think it's a little over the top. But to be honest, you get Ryan drunk and he's like this soft, sweet little guy.
Ryan is a pussy compared to most older American men. Well, one, I'm sure you're very experienced with older American men, Kev, because I imagine they fuck you in the...
Hey. The hate campaign against Amandla has been so profitable that other major YouTubers have joined the attacks on Amandla, including Star Wars Theory, 3.3 million subscribers, 3.33 million. Some respect, please, Molly. How many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns if this behavior is permitted to continue with no repercussions? Now, look, I probably would have commented on this in a tweet or something. Yet the fact that you put my name in this is so unbelievably effed up, man. Like, first of all, you have to prove that this is a hate campaign. The only hate campaign I see here are you people that have been constantly throwing hate. Okay, the boys can defend themselves, and they want to go to court for that. They can do that. They can destroy these people. No problem. I fully believe that. The only hate campaign I see here is the hate campaign that Molly Damon, Star Wars Explained, and a lot of these other Star Wars YouTubers have been leading against me for years. How many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns? It's all about money. Molly Damon and Star Wars Explained, in my opinion, are obsessed with money.
And here we go.
Let me take you back to the very beginning. All right, October 6th, 2016, 5:55 a.m. My name is Alex from over at Star Wars Explained. I wanted to just say hey and introduce myself. You're growing insanely fast. Congratulations. You're going to have that silver button in no time. If you ever want to talk Star Wars or YouTube, please feel free to email me. I've got a dialogue going between pretty much all other Star Wars YouTubers. And while some are more friendly and open than others, we've all been pretty cool about sharing advice, collaborating. I actually do have a question for you. You kind of popped up on my radar because I saw this ad on one of my videos. Yeah, really, Alex, like 8 years later, yeah, for sure, that's the reason I popped up on your radar. This ad that my network put up for literally 5 days, that's what made you... Okay, yeah, sure. I don't want this to sound like I'm angry at all or anything. Why the fuck would you be angry? How would you even say that?
She got your ass.
Because it's literally telling me right there that you're angry. And believe me, he was, because I have more to say about this when I actually met him. On the contrary, I'm very curious if you found it to be a good strategy. 50,000 subscribers in only a couple months is crazy good. So you're obviously doing something right. If you're open to it, I'd love to talk about some of the things you found to work, and I will do my best to help you in return. But if that's something you'd like to keep close to your chest, I understand. Anyways, it's nice to meet you. Keep up the great work, and may the force be with you. October 6th, 12:10 p.m. I respond the same day, literally when I just woke up, because I would work all throughout the night. I'd sleep probably around 7 a.m., and then I'd get like a few hours of sleep, and I'd wake up, and I'd get right back to writing videos. No eating, no gym, just freaking no dating. Not like I just... 1 million subs in a year. Anyway, so hey Alex, thanks for reaching out. For sure, ask away. If you want to chat through email, here's fine, or we can chat through Facebook or whatever, either works. It says, hey, saw your tweet. Sorry I missed it for a couple days. Thanks for getting back to me. Chatting through email's fine. All right, so cool. No worries, man. My name is Neatus, by the way, but my friends call me Tus for short, or Nia. It says, so you're inquiring about the ad. I only started advertising through my network last Wednesday, and I haven't really seen any benefit to it thus far, so I may cancel it. What I've done is essentially just dedicate my days to making videos I find interesting, adding music, and that's about it. The main videos that propel my channel are fan fictions where I write a story and act it out. According to my analytics, most new subscribers come for those which I feel sets my channel apart from others. Now, when I say that, I didn't know what the hell analytics were. I didn't even know how to read them. I just figured, oh yeah, I get a lot of views on my fan fiction, so that's probably what people come for. So I've been talking to Fact Free quite a bit, who is the lore master. He changed his name, and we're talking about doing a collab together. I emailed Stupendous Wave about it. He never responded, so I guess he's not down. My plan was to write a cool fan fiction and have you all play as different characters, which would be cool and something to excite all of our viewers. Your channel is the level I'd like to be at by next year. How did you grow it? Any tips? By the way, if you're cool with it, can we put each other in our suggested friends list? Nice to meet you, Tus. Yeah, I was really curious about the ad. I've always considered giving that a shot, but as always skeptical. Bummer you're not seeing any benefit from it. Are you able to dedicate all day, every day to this? If so, I'm crazy jealous. I currently have a full-time job and have to do everything at night. Actually, you told everyone at the Lego booth in Chicago that your wife helps divide the workload into two. I would totally be down for a mass collab like you're suggesting, and yeah, I can add you as a recommended channel. As for tips, the main thing I would suggest is you're already doing, often better than I am. I think I have a lot I can work on. I need to be better with my titles and thumbnails and general SEO, in my opinion. Right off the bat, he's like, oh, he's just getting these views because of his titles and his thumbnails and clickbait. Please understand, everything I'm saying, you will see it all unravel. We're going to get to all of it. But I think the most important thing is consistency, which you're already doing great with. Looks like you're growing faster than me and a lot of the other channels, so you should easily be in the 200K range soon. Took me almost 2 years to get there. Really, the best tip I have is just be cool and friendly, which again, seems like you are. Stupendous can be a little slow to open up and protective. He's definitely the quiet side with me, but he's starting to warm up. Good talking to you. If you ever have any questions or just want to chat Star Wars, you can always shoot me an email or tweet something. I guess I can't anymore because you guys blocked me. My philosophy has always been the more big Star Wars channels out there, the better we can all learn and help each other grow. It's all about growing. It's all about... I didn't give a shit about any of that, man. I was just making my content and making it the way I wanted. That was it. I didn't take a course on this. Man, I couldn't agree more with that. Seems like people are too riddled with greed, but if we all work together, we can not only become more successful at doing what we love, but make the Star Wars community stronger. Yeah, seems like Stupendous Wave doesn't like me or something. Maybe he sees me as a threat. I have no clue, which is absurd. My job allows me super flexible hours as I'm a realtor, so whenever my clients are taken care of, I have free time to spend on my channel. I'm going to add you now to my sidebar. It was a pleasure meeting you. For sure, I will contact you soon regarding more sort of collab and anything else. Have a great weekend, and may the force be with you. Then from there, we spoke a few more times, and then it started to get really sour. Started to get really bad. He asked me for a few, like, what was this in 2017? He's like, hey, like, if you don't mind me asking, like, where do you get the high quality comic images? And I told him, like, oh, you just type it in Google and you get those, and then you can comment on it. He's like, oh crap, that's amazing, thank you. Yeah, Dash is super cool dude. So then it starts to get a little bit, things got bad because he started to make, you know, he made some inflammatory videos about my theories, about my what ifs for Snoke and this and that, and he would make fun of some of the stuff in his like questionnaire videos and like poke at me, and I didn't take too good to that. And then he started to create a series and sell t-shirts for this new podcast he created called This Week in Clickbait, and I was like the star of every single episode. And that's actually what brought me and Jeremy, Geeks and Gamers, together, was that he essentially used Jeremy as the entryway, the icebreaker, to then talk about a bigger topic, was me. And that video, I don't know if he's taken it down or if it's still out there or not. That was when Jeremy reached out to me and we spoke. We didn't like each other for a while. He like full on went after me out of the frickin' blue on some topics and videos that I was talking about regarding some stuff. In this scenario, the solo posters. They took out the guns and like the blasters in South America or something like that, from what I remember. Again, this is 2018, it was, or even before that, it was quite a while ago. And I was talking about that in a video.
All of the blasters, and the way some of my peers covered it was downright laughable.
So Disney has decided to remove the blaster from Han Solo on this latest wave of posters.
So in recent events, Disney has now removed all blasters in the upcoming movie posters for Solo.
In the beginning, he started talking about, you know, like thumbnails. What are you doing for SEO and this and that and the other thing? I wouldn't be mad, but it's all about views. Fast forward to this, and now he's apologizing and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. This is before the fan film. He says, I saw your plans for an upcoming fan film. I wish you all the best. Can't wait to see the Kickstarters. This is like way back. I met the guy first time where we all got flown out to do some sort of a thing together, a whole bunch of us. And I remember walking down the street with him, and he was like, you know, before I knew who you were, I couldn't sleep at night. He's like, I'm serious. I'm paraphrasing. I'm serious. Molly would have to calm me down because I couldn't sleep at night because you and Stupendous Wave were just getting such crazy views, and we were working so hard, and we couldn't even come close to that. I was mad. It's actually kind of cool. It's a bird. It's a plane. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, man. And he's like, well, you know, I just feel bad because I just like really didn't like you, and I see that you're such a nice guy now, and I feel bad about that. So I want to apologize. I feel like Alex is actually a nice guy, like to the point where I don't know if he does have this, but I feel like he has a sort of compulsion OCD where he like has to tell you if he feels bad or guilty about something. He started just like opening up and telling me these things about, like, I was like, oh, don't worry about it, man, it's all good. He's like, I just see you're such a nice person now, and I just feel bad about that. And I'm like, man, this guy must have like really fucking hated me for the views to the point where he couldn't sleep at night and his wife would have to calm him down. Fuck, man, this whole shit's about views for these guys. Anyways, then he does his This Week in Clickbait and this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah. What the hell? I remember I took a cab with him once to the airport. We split a cab. I didn't sleep. I was up all night and I was editing in the cab, in the back of the cab. He's like, what are you editing? And I'm like, oh, just the new Vader comic. He's like, that just came out. I'm like, yeah, I didn't sleep. And then I showed him, and I pressed play as it was in the Final Cut thing. And he was just looking at it and didn't say a word. He was just like... I was like, yeah, I'm really excited to get it out. And I'm like, all right, man, well, it's my stop. You know, hey, it was great seeing you. And he's like, yeah. And that was it. And then he started this Week in Clickbait shit. And I just was like, the fuck, dude? Like, you could message me if you, like, we've literally talked already so many times. We've, like, been to Germany together for Gamescom. We've been other places together for, like, other stuff. Clearly all about trying to slander me and, like, put me down and whatever to make yourself look taller. And so I didn't like that. And then, you know, fast forward, there's a few more. He's like, I still imagine you're not a fan of mine, which is fine. I get it, but I wanted to say congrats on your film. I know how much time and effort it took, and that looks great. You should be very proud, and I hope to see it continue. So Then we didn't talk until 2019 when we were both put together for the Lego group. We essentially were the two Star Wars creators at Celebration Chicago, where we had to go head to head against each other and like build Lego or something like that. And it was fun. Backstage, before we go live and before we're getting mic'd up, he's there. He's in the freaking tent. And we hadn't talked. I had been ignoring him and all that. He comes to me and he's like, look, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for what I did and those videos. I shouldn't have made them. I should have just contacted you about it. And I shouldn't have done it publicly. And I mean, the guy had like a whole merch line. Like he was all about it, bro. Like this guy was like trying to capitalize, trying to profit off it. There's that. And shook his hand. I accepted his apology. I'm like, it's fine. 3 years, 4 years into the YouTube space with my channel. I wasn't the same happy-go-lucky kid because now I know that these guys are two-faced as fuck and I can't trust any of them, right? So Hello Greedo, that was another one. That was another guy who was in with him, and he would talk so much shit about me. Then I met him at one of the functions. The first thing he says to me, we were all in like a little huddle together, all in a group. Alex is like, yeah, this is Star Wars Theory. And I'm like, oh, hey, man, how's it going? And I knew the shit he said. I knew the shit he talked about me in videos and all that stuff. And he'd be like, very big, very big. Is that all you guys care about? YouTubers, if they have a big following and they get a lot of views, they can make a lot of money. I'm not saying I'm on Mr. Beast level or PewDiePie or even anyone like that huge, but I definitely do well for myself, well enough that I can now create a new company for Theory Sabers, employ a bunch of people who are great people, also fund a $1.2 million fan film all by myself. And I couldn't be here without my audience. I couldn't be here without people believing in me. I just got a bill today for about $20,000 for Vader for this month. I'm one person, man. That's a lot. And it seems like these people, all they give a shit about is money. They're constantly talking about money. This is a multi-million dollar project, this and that and the other thing. And YouTubers have joined the attacks on Mandela, including Star Wars Theory, because it's so profitable. Everything is always about money. And it's like people who make money, they don't really care that much about money. It's so much bigger than that. It's about, what can I do with this money? I want to take this and I want to make a cool movie, or I want to make a cool product, or I want to build a team or a business or something like that. I make money not because I pander to any sort of thing that is lucrative. I make money because now at this point, what I have to say obviously resonates with people and they want to know what I have to say about it. And to be honest, it's because people like you, Molly, have made me popular as like, oh, I got to see what that controversial guy has to say. It's like when it's really just a guy who's speaking his mind and speaking his opinion, but you guys have made me into such a bigger thing than I was. All I ever wanted was to be accepted. All I ever wanted was to just do my thing. You guys have turned me into this image of me that's not even me. And it's unfortunate that the minority sees me in some sort of a shadow figure light, whereas my subscribers and the people who stand by me and love me and know who I am see me for who I am, which is me. This isn't an act. This isn't like a character I'm playing. This is just me. Just like people don't like me and people do like me, people don't like the Acolyte and people like the Acolyte. People have preferences. We're inclusive of everybody no matter what. You have to think the way we think. And if you don't, we're going to destroy your livelihood. We're going to vote to get you ripped off of a platform that's feeding you and your family and other people's families and giving other people jobs and this and that and the other thing. And to that, I think that is so unbelievably malicious. And Molly, you want to talk about YouTube guidelines, community guidelines, coordinating an attack against other YouTubers to get them ripped off of a platform for claims that you would need to definitely prove in court goes against the community guidelines. And that could actually backfire on you. I would be really surprised if Nerdrotic, Ryan Kinnell, and Geeks and Gamers don't actually pool together to sue you. I really would be actually surprised. I'd be more surprised if they didn't do that than the Acolyte getting greenlit for another season. Mandalorian Season 2 finale came out and Luke Skywalker showed up. I was crying and I was like, you know, a spectacle on the internet. We had Pablo Hidalgo making fun of me. We had Molly Damon, who was joining in on the fun by posting a GIF of that GIF of a woman laughing or spitting out her coffee on someone who posted a video of me crying, but made it to, I think it was something about like SpongeBob or some shit or something like that. And, you know, to that I just say, you know, where's your heart? Where's the inclusivity there? Is it because I make money? How about we take the money away from all of this stuff? None of us make money. Let's just say none of us make money. Is it about views then? Is it about popularity? Okay, take all that away. Let's say you can't see the view count, nothing. You can't see the subscriber count. Nothing. Would there really be that level of animosity? Or is it something a little deeper? Is it about this week in clickbait? Is it about Alex not being able to sleep at night and you having to freaking coddle him so that he could sleep because another channel was putting out content that was getting more views? I guess it all has to be because of SEO and thumbnails, right? Now, I remember at a function, I overheard you guys talking to, I think it was Eckhart's Ladder, who the first time I met him sat next to me, asked me how much money I made the previous month. I was just so off-put by it. I was eating my dinner. I was like, I'm not telling you. He said, come on, just tell me. No, I don't know you. I'm not telling you. That's just so weird. Why are you guys so obsessed with money? You know, that's another creator who I was cool with, and he eventually started to throw shade at me in videos and online. And he was the first person or I guess I was the first person he reached out to or something, because this goes back to 2017. Back when YouTube had emails. Hey man, I'm not sure if you've seen my videos before, but I'm a fellow Canadian Star Wars creator. I'm recently without a job, and I'm now relying on my channel to survive. I know that you're also relatively new to YouTube, and was wondering whether you could help me out in some way. Perhaps a video shout out or something similar. I'm not sure what I can give you in return, but I'd be happy to help you out in any way possible. Yeah, that's nice. Just found that not genuine. You're doing this for money, and I really hold Star Wars so close to me that I was like, man, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I love Star Wars. So once I didn't give him his answer, I didn't tell him how much money I made the previous month, he then went and he got chummy with Molly and Alex. And I was like, okay. And I'm just still eating my food, and pretty much people are clearing out at that point. And I remember overhearing, I got some big ears, man. I got these Yoda ears. I was overhearing those, eavesdropping, if you will. Well, they were like at the other side of the table. And Molly freaking says, again, paraphrasing here, she says, yeah, a lot of other people started using our name in their titles, Star Wars Explained, and so we're trying to have to think of something to be more unique and stand out. And I'm like, are you guys fucking kidding me? You're pissed at me because I use Star Wars Explained in my titles? And I'm like, whatever, I'm just thinking too much of it. Then, like a year later, I see this dude who worked at, I think it was ILM VFX Lab or something like that, like what they had for Vader Immortal at Downtown Disney, which was an amazing experience. I had a fan meetup there, and then I took a bunch of fans, and we all went to Vader Immortal and had a great time. So shout out to all you guys. So then I remember this guy that like is a Lucasfilm official. He works there. He literally inadvertently calls me out on Twitter, and I'm like, he says all these big Star Wars YouTubers profiting. If someone can find this tweet, that'd be amazing. Profiting off of Alex and Molly's hard work by using the metadata and SEO of Star Wars Explained that they worked so hard for so many years to grow and build in the metadata or some shit. That was the first time I actually like commented on this. I'm like, bro, you're so stupid. Literally, I am the one that's carrying the word Star Wars Explained by my views, and if anything, it is propelling Alex's channel 10 fucking fold, because the views I put in, that Star Wars Explained title is going into the wave of SEO, and it's creating a way bigger wave because of my videos, and so therefore, Alex and Molly are benefiting a lot from all of that SEO that I'm just punching in and driving in for their channel name. It's just like, the level of absolute entitlement and people just getting pissed over views and thinking that I'm stealing views. Bro, there's another Star Wars YouTuber that has been such an asshole to me over the years, and I just don't even want to mention his name because he's such a just piece of shit that I don't even want to make this video about him, because this is about Molly. This is about Molly and Star Wars Explained and Alex and how they've been literally gunning for me from the very beginning. And if I didn't join them, then this is the treatment. It's unbelievably wild to me that like most people aren't able to actually see them for what they are. Well, hopefully that this maybe gives you a bit of a understanding of my experience with these people, because it literally ain't all sunshines and rainbows like they preach. They ain't inclusive. They're inclusive as long as you aren't getting more views than them. And at the end of the day, it's all about money and views for these people. Listen, since the beginning, I've been making tons of money and getting tons of views. I could make lore videos, fan fictions, what ifs, talk about the news of a show, I'll still get the same amount of large views. If anything, when Star Wars is good, I get more views. And I'm the only one that knows my analytics better than anybody else on this planet. So, at the end of the day, they can say what they want. They can make it all about views. But look, people just don't watch your content because they're just not as into it as they are maybe some other people. So don't be pissed at me. Don't hate the player. Hate the game, baby. And to be honest, it's not even a game. It's just, man, I'm just a Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars. And everything I say, everything I make is from the heart. And if you don't want to believe that and you want to make it about views and this and money, take it all away. Take the, well, I guess you tried. I guess you literally tried to take all of my money away, which is wild. You're just not a good person. Gotta say that much. Molly. And I know Alex is behind all this, but he's just such a sackless guy that he just can't do it himself, and he has to have his wife do it for him. The further along I got into this, I started to realize that, damn, these guys really just care about views and money and all this shit. And look, don't get me wrong, man, I fucking love money. Money's great. Just like the next person, it allows you to have freedom. I like cool cars, just like George Lucas. I like nice things. I also like cool story more than anything else. That's what dreams are built on. That's where creativity starts. That's where the kid who really wasn't happy with their life in school and whatnot won't freaking end themselves because they have a galaxy to go and escape to and have fun with. And then they can find friends that focus on that galaxy. You know how many forum friends I had when I was a teenager? Bro, I ate lunch in my stairwell in high school. Literally in a stone stairwell. I used to eat and hear my echoing of my chewing. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, boo-hoo me. Nah, man, I liked being alone, but at the same time, I wasn't really understood, and I'd go home, and I found so much clarity and love with Star Wars. So what a lot of people see was, my success right at the start, just bang, right off the bat, was, probably about 20-something years of Star Wars knowledge and what ifs in my head. And now it's turned into this thing where, like, I'm this villain. I'm this evil guy. I'm this, this corporate entity. It's like, man, I'm still the same guy that made his channel from 0 subscribers on his cell phone in his 1-bedroom apartment, working day and night to the bone, where he was hallucinating things coming out of the walls and not eating and not sleeping because he was just so happy and so infatuated with making the best product he could for his videos. Action required. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. So now, like, this is like Palpatine work. She's trying to essentially say that this whole thing is predicated on racism. Just please show us the truth behind that and the evidence and the clips and all this and that. And maybe she has, that she got the resources there, and what is actually in those. Because you could say, oh, someone said this in this here. Well, let's go look at those clips and actually see what it's about. What are they saying? All black people are this, or all black people shouldn't be, like, or what are they? Is the worst thing that was said is you black bitch? Yeah, that's not cool. It shouldn't be said. Is that the worst thing? Or is there more? I mean, if there's full out racism, man, I wouldn't be friends with them. I'm careful with who I'm friends with. I haven't seen anything like that. Constantly, the dude's just shooting himself in the foot, just like making shit worse when, like, you know what? I would love it if every Star Wars YouTuber could just be friends. But these guys have been such fucking assholes to me since the very beginning. Just jealous bitches. Why, man? Because I make money? Fuck. Like, open up a GoFundMe, dude. I'll donate to you so you shut up. What do you want? What's the problem? People aren't watching your stuff, even with all of the free press and extra stuff that Lucasfilm and Disney give you. I mean, maybe that should tell you something. Maybe people just don't like you, and that's a you problem. Take accountability. So many times I've given people the benefit of the doubt. I've befriended so many people, brought them on my channel, given them clout, and they just turn around and stab me in the back once they get what they want. I have receipts to everything. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. It is concerning to us that targeting marginalized actors on other social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans, whereas the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires on YouTube. This should be highly concerning to advertisers as well. The thing that they're not understanding is that these provocateurs who become millionaires isn't because they are making money off of being racist. If that was the case, I'm pretty sure it'd be more than just a few of you guys who couldn't even keep your show alive be chiming in, and YouTube themselves would be questioned by bigger media outlets. The case is that you are taking criticism that people have for a show which starred a person of color and calling that racism. Yeah, look, the black bitch comment, that's it. That's not okay. I don't agree with that. That's the one thing I've seen that isn't cool. But besides that, what are the other claims here? Now, you want to talk about me? Well, I know you're lumping me in there too. Listen, Molly, I didn't make my millions by doing This Week in Clickbait and making merch out of it, making fun of others for having legitimate reactions to a character that they hold very close to them, crying. I didn't make my money criticizing these garbage shows. I made my money years before that through making lore content and the type of content that had your husband reaching out, wondering why I'm growing so fucking fast. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by geeks and gamers, arcade outposts, or nerdrotic is not opinion or criticism. It is prolonged, targeted harassment against women of color. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. Thank you. May the force be with you. Boys, honestly, if you don't take them to court, man, I'm seriously wondering, like, where are your cojones? This is ridiculous. Take them to court. Sue them. So wild we live in a time where, speaking for myself, I can't even speak my mind. Well, I mean, I do speak my mind because I don't give a shit what people are going to say, because I think they're actually crazy if you have any sort of problem with someone speaking their mind. But the fact is, like, you can't even say anything anymore without someone labeling you a racist. Hey, why don't you put Tyrone Magnus in there too? He's black, and he agrees with everything I say. Why don't you throw Eric July in there? He's black. What the fuck? Hey, do they not get a voice? Or is it because they're not a white man and it goes against your narrative? Let's go ahead and read some of the tweeter comments. Hey, Team YouTube, this is a coordinated and targeted harassment campaign from a group of creators simply because they do not like the opinions of Nerdrotic, Geeks, Gamers, Kendall Ryan, D-Day, Cobra. The post you are responding to is full of fabricated lies and quotes purposefully. Again, I'm saying, like, boys, I don't know why you're not taking them to freaking court. You have to be a special kind of loser to advocate for the demonetization and or deplatforming of a content creator because they express that they did not like the same show you did. Acolyte fans, please disown these self-important clowns having a tantrum. Yeah, this one too, I see this one passed around. You think it's cool to hate things. It's not. It's boring. So talk about what you love and keep quiet about what you don't. It's fucking fascism, bro. Just don't have an opinion. Just consume, repeat, and that's it. This is wrong. Look at who's posting these complaints and who follows their accounts. Yeah, Star Wars follows them. Doesn't take much to figure out that there's not much love in a galaxy far, far away. So here's why the Acolyte failed. The bottom of the barrel. It sucked. No one watched it. So a company that wants to be profitable says, we're not going to dump another $180 million into this and not make our money back when we could be making better things. Hear this. I've been reporting these channels since 2018. That's wild, bro. That you got a lot of time on your hands. I've reported thumbnails. I've reported blatant breaches in the terms of service. I've written emails. I've spoken about it on social media. I've made videos. I've done everything in my power to remove this bigotry. Have you? Bro, it's hilarious. They just keep, like, saying the same slanderous bullshit. And YouTube just keeps giving this, this NPC response, copy-paste response. We understand this may be frustrating. It's like, here's a lawyer right here. The targets, Nerdrotics, Geeks, Gamers.com, and Ryan Kinnell have very good defamation claims against Molly Damon and others. I hear they have good lawyers as friends. This dude. Freaking, apparently he's their friend. He can act on their behalf and represent them. Guys, look, I don't know if you guys watch this shit or not, but, like, this is just one too much. You know, saying, like, oh no, you're this and that, okay, whatever. But now, like, actually trying to take away your ability to feed yourselves and your families based on their lies. That's war. What is that? That's today's version of war. Uh-oh, I guess Star Wars Explained couldn't handle that smoke I sent their way regarding that BS blackface cancel campaign of YouTubers who dare criticize the Acolyte. Molly Damon lied. She absolutely fights what she hates, and she hates YouTubers who don't love Disney Star Wars. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say she hates YouTubers who make more money than her and Alex. That's literally all it comes down to at the end of the day. It's just about money with these people. And it's tiring, dude. And those are, like, the main comments that I see on YouTube, on Twitter and X and stuff. It's just like, it's ridiculous because it's like, oh, he's making this video because he wrote the money, and they put the money symbol, the money bag or whatever. Guys, like, my motivation for making videos is to connect with my audience and to speak my mind. It's not to make a few $100s from one video, Canadian, from one video or another. That's not the point. That's not going to change my life or my family's life or anybody. Like, it's just wild. And even if money was the point of all of this, none of your fucking business, Molly. It doesn't matter. Monetary value has destroyed so many people through jealousy. And they just want, at the end of the day, to have the voice that I have in the fandom. And they can do that so simply by just being authentic and genuine. I don't think they are. I think they placate. I think they act like they're so inclusive, but as soon as you say something that they don't like or agree with, they're going to try and strip you and rip you of everything that you hold near and dear, everything that you've worked so hard for. What's the saying? What are they? If you can't join them, get rid of them or something like that. Or if you can't beat them, kill them. No, man, there is no beat. You know, I don't remember you guys ever joining my charity stream to raise over, was it $70,000 for St. Jude's in one stream? You know who did join that stream? Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Ryan. Where were the other Star Wars YouTubers? You guys didn't give a shit. I literally put out a tweet saying that anybody can join. I want this for the good of the kids. Y'all didn't join. Eckhard, freaking Star Wars Explained. Nobody. The only ones that joined were those guys. Did you go ahead and do a charity of your own for kids? No. You just sit around, bitch, and whine about, oh, Star Wars Theory is doing this, he's doing that. Oh, This Week in Clickbait, we're going to make merch out of it. We're going to sell merch. You know that there are people in your Patreon that literally pay just to feed me information of the shit that you say about me? The amount of eyes that I have everywhere in groups that you think are private, with people you think that you know. I see, I watch, and I ain't gonna leak anything, man. All I need to know is who I associate myself with, who I trust when they come to me. I want to be friends and this and that and all this is like fake shit. It's all politics at this point. I was a very wide-eyed kid at the start of this whole YouTube thing, and I'm like, oh man, everyone's so like great, like let's all be friends. And I started to realize very fast that people are very jealous, very spiteful, and very angry if you do better than them. People want to see you do great. They want to see you do well. They never want to see you do better than them. Anyways, to the boys, I highly recommend taking them to court. At the end of the day, do what you want. This was a video finally addressing all of this bullshit and my experience over the last 8 years, and I feel lighter. I feel great. I feel good about it. So that was my experience. Hope you guys have a great day. And remember, don't go after anybody. Don't harass anybody like they do to me. But be the better person and just go about your day. So hope this gave you that little bit of entertainment that you wanted in hearing my story. And now you have my side of it too. Love you all. See you in the next video. May the force be with you always.